Something's seriously out of whack.
A big salary for a state job that does not usually pay that much. Another state job that has no description or defined duties, but also has, you guessed it, a big salary. What's going on here? Jobgate. That's what. Here's News 13 investigative reporter Larry Barker.
Ask the governor anything. What's his position on taxes, the rail runner, education? Well, he'll probably talk your ear off. But don't bother asking about political jobs he's been handing out. As far as the governor is concerned, that subject is off limits. Take, for example, Maxine Otero. The governor got her a job doing secretarial work at the state prison system. And it was the governor who set her salary, $60,000 a year to do office work. That's nearly twice what we pay a trained correctional officer at the state pen.
So what are her qualifications? And how did she get the cushy secretarial job here at Corrections? Well, the governor won't say. But there are clues. You see, Maxine's dad is a wealthy Santa Fe contractor named Sonny Otero. He's one of the governor's biggest campaign supporters. Otero has contributed some $86,000 to Bill Richardson's campaigns. So how did his daughter get her job?
Maxine Otero is not the governor's only political hire. Gary Johnson left the governor's office in 2002.
Isn't it a New Mexico tradition for a governor to hand out lucrative state jobs to your political supporters?
I think that was the tradition before I took office, and clearly it's a tradition that's been reestablished.
Dr. Zane Reeves teaches public policy at UNM.
I want to be fair. This governor's probably not much different from many other chief executives. They put their supporters in jobs that are rewarding, to say the least.
And then there's former state rep Benny Aragon. The governor tapped Aragon to be the state fair's community legislative liaison.
It's a unique government position with no job description or defined duties. Now, it's not exactly clear what a community legislative liaison might do, but whatever it is, Benny Aragon is paid $61,000 a year to do it.
How does he spend his day? Well, consider last Monday. Benny strolls into work at 10 a.m. 2 hours later, he's off to Walgreens for a little shopping. 1:15, the community legislative liaison is back on the fairgrounds. 3:05, it's quitting time, and Benny calls it a day. State Rep Larry Larrañaga serves on the House Appropriations Committee.
Many of those do not even have a job description or duties that really says this is what the job is, this is what it entails, and these are the qualifications that are required for that.
That bother you?
Bothers me extremely a lot.
This is not the real world. These are jobs that would not exist in the private sector because the private sector actually has to meet payrolls and generate revenue.
The governor hands out about 450 jobs that are exempt from the state merit system. Everybody from cabinet secretaries to administrative assistants. So how does the governor decide who to hire and what to pay them? That's a state secret.
With the state in the midst of a budget crisis, the governor's job hires have drawn legislative fire.
We have a budget that is in the red by $500 million, and we've not had the discipline to just say we have to restrain from spending.
Senate Finance Chair John Arthur Smith says the governor has abused his power.
In what way has he abused the privilege?
Well, number one, he's aggravating the financial situation of the state of New Mexico, and I think he's well aware of that.
In response to New Mexico's money crisis, the governor issued a bold directive to cut state spending. He ordered a freeze on all state hiring, and dozens of governor-exempt jobs would be eliminated. Even his own personal staff would be slashed, like Richardson aide Teresa Casados. The governor eliminated her $96,000 a year position in his Capitol office.
She likely did not even have a going-away party. You see, days after Teresa's position was eliminated in the governor's office, she resurfaced on the state payroll here in Albuquerque at the Department of Workforce Solutions.
Meet the department's new governor's exempt $99,000 a year deputy cabinet secretary. Teresa Casados not only got a new job, but a pay raise to boot. As a cost-cutting measure, the governor also eliminated Lloyd Garley's $89,000 a year exempt Labor Department job. But Lloyd didn't have to stand in the unemployment line very long. Someone simply created a brand new classified job just for Lloyd. Although his salary was cut to $75,000, Garley's Labor Department job is now protected from political influences. And it's not just state jobs that are frozen. The governor also put a halt to pay raises. But News 13 has learned not all of New Mexico's 22,000 government employees had their paychecks frozen.
Despite the governor's directive, our investigation found hundreds of state workers getting pay raises anyway. For up to a year, a state employee can be authorized to earn a temporary salary increase if they take on additional duties of a higher job.
Do you believe that the governor's directive to freeze pay raises included temporary salary increases?
No, I do not.
Sandra Perez is New Mexico's state personnel officer.
A temporary salary increase allows you to appropriately pay somebody for assuming, in some cases, 2 and 3 and 4 jobs that you've otherwise left vacant.
She says a temporary salary increase is not a pay raise.
They're getting more money in their pocket, so it is a pay raise.
They get an increase to their hourly rate for doing additional duties they wouldn't otherwise do, or of a job that's of a higher rated class, but it's not a permanent increase to their pay by any means.
But it is a pay raise. Would you acknowledge? Bottom line.
No, we're going to agree to disagree on that one.
Right now, we can't afford any salary increases for employees, either in state employees or education employees. We are upside down.
Pay raises, political hires. Senator John Arthur Smith says the governor just doesn't get it.
This governor is abusing the privilege, and I think it's the legislature's responsibility to step to the plate. And I'm somewhat embarrassed to say that many of my legislative colleagues, and to my way of thinking, are trying to sweep it under the rug.
Can we afford to sweep it under the rug, Senator?
No, we cannot.
So how does the governor defend his actions? Well, he doesn't.
Governor Richardson refused our repeated requests for an interview. Larry Barker, KRQE News 13.
There is a footnote. Expo employee Benny Aragon is now on unpaid administrative leave pending an investigation of the issues raised in that report.